Yes, good evening, dear students. Today we are going to discuss the other aspects of organizational behavior. Yesterday, we have discussed the fundamental of OB, where we have discussed only about the organization, types of organization, and other aspects. Hope my voice is reaching to you. Voice is clear. Voice is clear. Am I audible to you? So I can start the class. Yes. So yesterday we have discussed about an organization which clearly speaks about it is nothing but a social relationship, why it is important, how people need to be interact, what is the importance of a social relationship, what is the importance of group and group efforts. So it's all about creation of a good social relationship with one another. It may be from employee to employee, it may be from group members, it may be from employee to employer, it may be from employee to company. So it is a social relationship for the accomplishment of goals which can be done with the help of a group efforts. An individual person within an isolation cannot able to achieve the goal of the organization. He should require the support of group member to achieve the goals. So we also understand different aspects of organization, what organization is actually. Then we have finally understood the nature and scope of organization, where we have studied as it is a process, as a group, division of work, dynamic activity, coordinate efforts, cooperative relationship, common objective, arts, science, and authority and responsibility. So we also understand how organization is going to be helpful if you study the concept, applications, principles, etc. So next, we also understand, we have gone through the different forms or different types of organization, which consist of formal, informal, small, medium, large scale, profit making, and non-profit making organization. Yes. So we have stopped here by understanding what actually the behavior of the organization. I told you it is not the behavior of the organization, it is the behavior of individual people, individual employee, individual worker who are working in the organization, how they behave, how they act, how they perform. And we also understand very importantly that organization behavior is nothing but study of three important factors or three important pillar through which an organization stands. Number one, understanding of individual behavior, understanding of group behavior, understanding of whole organization behavior. Three important pillars of an organization through which we are going to understand. So I told you yesterday how our behavior is keep on changing when we are in the different level of management or different stage of the management or different department of the management. Means if you are in the individual, your behavior is different. If you are in a group, your behavior is different. If I put you in a organization, once again your behavior is different due to the many factors, many circumstances, many conditions, etc. We can say. So that is very important. You need to understand throughout your life. Organization behavior stands on three pillars: individual, group, and whole organization. So next important question is explain the recent trends in organizational behavior. You will get a 10 marks question here. Explain the recent trends in organization behavior. So here number one is globalization. Yes, definitely. Earlier we are not into the globalization, but after the LPG liberalization, privatization, and globalization, the market has become globalized. All the activities are extended over a parts of different world, right? So as we know about the um, import and export of Indian companies with the foreign companies, and Indian company can operate their business in the foreign, and the foreign can operate their business in India or make an export or import. These are all activities takes place which are called as the recent trend in the organization behavior. So how it implication on the business? That is very important because of the new organization structure, we can say. Then because of the different forms of communication with worldwide, we can say. Then more competitions, more changes, mergers, acquisition, downsizing due to stress, etc. And one more important factor is called as cultural differences. Definitely, within India, we can find different cultural differences. But when we are into the globalized, we can just imagine that how difficult to be manage the cultural differences. The number second important trend is called as changing workforce. Yes, changing workforce is another important factor through which it will be a recent trend or emerging trend in the organization, we can say. Right, so I'll not go in detail because of many concept need to be covered. Then third trend is called as employment relationship. It is another important factor through which the world has become globalized in creation of employment opportunity, maybe the virtual team, telecommunicating, employability, contingency work, etc. So another important factor or recent trend in organization behavior is IT, information technology. Today we are into the era of information technology. Just you can take the example of education sector only. Earlier we used to go for the offline classes, meeting the student directly, face to face, interaction will be there. We feel that it is more attractive, good, and innovative, we can feel. But after the adoption of implementation of updation of information technology in the market and even in the education sector, today you can see there will be online classes, online seminar, right, online conferences are conducted because of the help of information technology. We can say it having both advantages and disadvantages, but we have to adopt the changes in order to meet the competition in the market. That is very important. So information technology is another important trend in an organization behavior. The next trend is called as the values and ethics. Is another important. The values I told you, it is honesty, sincerity, punctuality, belief, culture, etc. Yes. So I need to ask you before only when I start the class, what actually the MBA is. The MBA is all about what we learn: knowledge, attitude, and skill. The MBA stands, MBA graduation stands, or MBA graduate will stand. The people like you and me will stand only based on these three important element or important pillar, we can say: knowledge, attitude, and skill. As an MBA student, we require all these three. We require knowledge is important, and it's require attitude is very important. Then we require called as skill. Yes. So next, I'll just upload the slide for you. So next concept we are going to see the other aspects of organization behavior and how these aspects will be helpful in dealing with the people who are working in the organization. So it is taking time to upload. So I told you yesterday there will be a concept called as the difference between the objectives and goal. That is very important, and we need to differentiate how these objectives are different with the goal, and how the company is going to be set the objectives in order to achieve the goal of any organization. Just a minute, it will be uploading. A few minutes because it's taking time to upload. This is what I told you. There is advantages and disadvantages with the information technology. So due to the low network, it is taking time to upload. Just a few minutes. Hello? Yes. Yes. Sorry for the disturbance. Due to the network issue, it cannot be able to. Yes, we can move on to the next concept immediately. Yes. Organization behavior will be help for two important people, especially for the people. Number two is called manager. Two important person. One is people. Number two is manager. Hope my voice is audible now. Sorry for the disturbance. My voice is audible. Just one message so I can continue the class. Yes, thank you. So it will helpful for the people to understand, to analyze, and to describe the behavior in the organization. Means if you study the OB concept, OB principles, it will be helpful for the people like you and me. Yeah, somebody has written here, please explain the trends in modern management. So management concept is already over. If you want the trends, definitely I'll put you at the end. I can just give the points to you. I cannot able to explain because a lot of topics need to be covered here. Okay, I'll just see that the recent trend should be brought for the modern management, definitely. So it will be helpful for the people to understand, to analyze, and to describe the behavior in the organization. And it is also helpful for the manager to improve, to change the work behavior. So an individual, so an group, a whole organization can able to achieve the goal of the organization. So next, the following approaches to the organization. There are four approaches. Number one, historical approach. Number two, scientific approach. Number three, behavioral approach. Then number fourth is contingency approach. So I will not take too much of time. Just I'll give a hint what is what actually. So historical approach is one given by the Italian philosopher named called as Niccolo Machiavelli. He speaks on history does not provide any clear-cut evidence that for any development of an organization or for management skill or organizational behavior until he explains the ends justify means, which means that may considered an ethically questionable. How ethically an organization is, what way an organization is ethical. So he speaks on the ethics and morality of a business operation. According to his views, in his sense, management has only profitability of the organization in the mind and use political power necessarily in order to achieve the goal of the organization. There may be a lot of issues like the government intervention, political intervention for the private people or private organization to achieve their goal. So which speaks about only here the ethics and morality of business operation. So next one is called as scientific approach given by Frederick W. Taylor. He is the father of scientific management. You should remember, father of scientific management is Frederick W. Taylor. He has given four important principles for scientific approach to the field of an organization behavior. Number one, he told on every job should be broken into element and a scientific method should be applied to perform the each element should be established. Means he say that whatever the activities is going to be happen, that should be scientifically done. And in his second principle, he told that workers should be scientifically selected with right attitude for the job and ability and give proper training to them to perform the work. So he speaks on all the workers, all the employees should be scientifically selected, not because of any influence, reference, not because of improper qualification or etc. Then third principle he speaks on management should cooperate with worker to ensure that all work is done according with the scientific management principle. So he speaks on only scientific issues through which an organization can be performed. Finally, he told that management should design the work, set up the work, supervise the work or task, and worker are free to perform this task. And the worker should be able to perform the task freely. Then number third approach is a behavioral approach, which speaks about simple human relation approach. Behavioral approach speaks about simple term human relation approach. The next contingency approach speaks about no principles, no rule is best for managing people and management. According to his contingency approach, they told that no principle or no rule is best for managing people and management. There is no best way of managing, but the best way is depend upon the situation and circumstances. This contingency approach speaks about situation and circumstances or condition through which we can able to manage. So these are the approaches to the organization. Maybe you'll get a 5 marks or not, but it is very important to know the following approaches of organization called as historical approach, scientific approach, behavioral approach, and contingency approach. Next. So I'll not focus more on this role of organization behavior in work system, knowledge into skill, nothing but ability, attitude and situation, nothing but motivation, ability and motivation, nothing but potential human performance, then potential performance into resource, into opportunity, which speaks about an organizational result. Means it clearly shows that the role of the people behavior in the organization or a work system should comprise of knowledge, skill, ability, attitude, situation, motivation, potential of the human resource, opportunities, etc. So this will result in the organization success. So challenges of organization, just you note down the point, I can go for the next concept. Challenges of organization like going global, organization structure, increase use of technology, working with different culture, increase and improve people skill, create positive work environment, and improving ethical behavior. So these are the few challenges an organization face. As we know, it is going global is very fundamental and phenomenal term today in the business scenario. Each business to be go for the globally. Then the way the structure of organization will perform means the hierarchy of an organization, we can say. So other aspects are self-explanatory. You can please go through it. So I can focus on other important concept of an organization behavior. So this one we already discussed. So next, I'll just upload a slide. Next one. You will get a good concept and good question. If you see any of the question paper recently from 19, 18, 20, you will get this question in the question paper, a regular question we can say, and it is very important, which speaks about the contributions, which speaks about the models or the major discipline of an organization behavior. If you see this model, it is taking time to upload, don't worry. If you see this model, you can understand the complete concept of organization behavior. So in this model will not get in any of your material. I have designed based on the requirement, which speaks the complete information about your the organization behavioral concept. If you understand this diagram, if you understand this concept, your entire organizational behavior will be very clear. So it is taking time to upload. So this is the major question. Major contributions are major disciplines or model of organization behavior. 3 question, same answer. Please be wait. It is uploading. Go through it because it will take time. So before that, I want to add one more concept that is called as differences between objectives and goal. You will get a 5 marks question here. Kindly note down the differences between the objectives and goal. PPT is uploading. It is taking time. Don't worry. I'll go with other concept. Difference between objectives and goal. So you can make down the chart, the differences between objectives and goal. So number one, objective is a short term. Objective is short term, whereas goal is called as long term. Definitely, objective is a short term, whereas goal is called as long term. Because goal is set for a period of 10 years, 20 years, or a long term. Whereas objective is set for a period of 1 year, 6 months, or for 1 month, we can set the objectives. Number two difference, objectives are changed, whereas goal cannot be changed. Once we fix the goal, it cannot be changed, but objectives are changed in order to achieve the goal. Means a management or a middle level department keep on changing their objectives in order to achieve their goal. My goal is to reach a certain point. For example, my goal is to reach a certain point. So I'll set some objectives to reach my goal. Yes, I'll set some objectives to reach my goal. So after a fine day, I feel that whatever the objectives I have set, it is not meeting my requirement to achieve my goal. It is not meeting my requirement to achieve my goal. So what I'll do, I'll try to change the objectives in order to achieve my goal. Means objective can be changed, but goal cannot be changed. Number third, objectives are just a route map or a routes ಬಳ್ಳಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, routes to achieve the end point or a result. Goal is called as end point or result, where objectives are called as just a routes. Objectives are a routes, whereas goal is called as end point or result. In order to achieve the end point, in order to achieve the result, the objectives are became as the routes. Still it is not uploading. I don't know. This is called as the network issue. If it is offline, it is very good. Tomorrow still I want to go with the perception class. Other important class is there. But it's taking time, too much time to upload. Yes. Next. Differences. Objectives are designed by line management or functional level of management. Objectives are designed by line management or functional level of management, whereas goals are designed by top level of management. Goals are designed by top level of management. Simple way. So next, objectives are just like a mission, whereas goal is called as vision. Objectives is called as mission, goal is called as vision. So you maybe get a 5 marks question here. Explain the difference between the objectives and goal. So you can write down the differences. Number one is short term, Number two is changed, routes, designed by the line management, then finally mission. Whereas when come to the goal is a long term, goal cannot be changed, goal is called as endpoint or result, goal is designed by the top level management, and goal is nothing but a vision. Then an important question comes to our mind: how objective should be? What objective should be? How we need to design the objectives in order to achieve the goal of the organization. So objective can be set, objective can be designed based on following factors like number one, the objective should be understandable. The objective should be understandable. Number two, the objective should be precise or the objective should be short. Objective should be precise or short. Number third, an objective should be measurable. An objective should be measurable. Then next, fourth, objective should be achievable. Another important factor is an objective should be achievable. Then finally, I told in the last class, objective should be called as visible. Means whatever the objectives we are going to set, that should be visible. So each and every employee, each and every worker can able to achieve the goal. So here, two important statement called as mission statement and vision statement are two basic important statement which are fixed by the management in the organization. So every employee can see their mission statement and vision statement. I told in the first class, if you go to the organization tomorrow, you can see every organization will fix the mission statement and vision statement, which is visible for everyone. So daily employees who are coming to the organization, they can see the mission, they can see the vision, why an organization is established, what is the purpose of organization, what is the mission of the organization, etc. Yes, hope my voice is audible now. It has been stuck. Yes, it is coming now. Yes, is audible. Now it is audible. Hello, can you able to listen my voice? Hello, can you just put a message so I can continue the class? Is it audible? Is it audible? Yes. Somebody has messaged me. It's audible. Yes. Thank you. Hello, Shaman Bantu. Bantu. ಆ ಎಕ್ಸಿಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಯಾಕೆ ಹಂಗೆ? ನನಗೆ PPT ಅಪ್ಲೋಡ್. Yes. So next, I told you the very important question that is called as the major discipline, major contribution, or a model of an organization behavior. Any question, the same answer. 3 question. If you get explain the model of organization behavior, same question, answer. Explain the major discipline of organization behavior, same answer. Explain the contribution of an organization behavior, the same answer. So I told you there are 3 models of organization behavior, or there are 3 major discipline of organization behavior, or the contribution of the organization behavior are 3. One is individual behavior, number 2 is group behavior, number 3 is organizational behavior. Individual behavior, group behavior, and organization behavior. If the points are not visible, kindly note down. And this diagram is very important. This diagram is very important, which explain the clear-cut picture about a complete syllabus of organization behavior. So this model or this diagram will not appear in your textbook. Kindly note down very clearly. 3 model: individual behavior, group behavior, and organizational behavior. So in individual, we have number 1, personality, number 2, perception, number 3, attitude and behavior, number 4, learning, next motivation, training and development, work design, and performance appraisal. So these are called as individual behavior. Once again, individual behavior are personality, perception, attitude and behavior, learning, motivation, training and development, work design, performance appraisal. So these are called as an individual behavior. So perception is an individual, our personality is an individual, our attitude behavior is individual, learning is individual, etc. So number 2 model or 2 discipline is called as, second one is a group, which consists of divided into 2 concepts. Number 1, group dynamics, communication, leadership, power and politics. So one more in group, that is called as behavioral change, attitudinal change, group decision making. There are 2 categories in a group. Category 1, group dynamics, communication, leadership, power and politics. Second category in group called as behavioral change, attitudinal change, then group decision making. Then finally we have called as third model, organization behavior or organization model, which is further divided into 2 category. Number 1 is individual culture, organizational culture, and organizational environment. First category of organization, individual culture, organization culture, organizational environment. Second category speaks about organizational power, organizational politics, organizational conflict. Second category is organizational power, organizational politics, and organizational conflict. Now let us understand what actually the OB is, why the different models of OB are individual, group, and organization. As you know, earlier the concept called of organization behavior is not known or unknown, we can say. Earlier, the OB is called as industrial psychology. Earlier, OB is called as industrial psychology. Then after that, it has changed its name one by one. So earlier called as it is the industrial psychology or a psychology where the author speaks on only individual behavior. They believe that OB is nothing but psychology or nothing but it is the individual behavior. After a few years, next author has been argued that no, it is not psychology, it should be sociology. It is not psychology, it should be sociology because we are dealing with group dynamics, communication, leadership, power, and politics. After a few years, some author has been told that it is not psychology or it is not sociology, it should be both. Socio-psychology means sociology plus psychology, so it is called as socio-psychology. Then later, it has been argued and criticized that it is not psychology, it is not sociology, it is not socio-psychology, it should be called as anthropology because we are dealing with individual culture, organization environment, etc. Then later, further the OB is named as political science. Somebody has argued that no, it is not psychology, sociology, or anthropology, it should be called as political science because we are dealing with organizational power, organizational politics, organizational conflict. So this is about how they have been argued. And finally, today the concept is called as organizational behavior, which comprise of both psychology, both sociology, socio-psychology, anthropology, political science. So that's why today we are going with dealing with the three models or three disciplines or three contributions called as individual model, group model, and organizational behavior model. If you see all these concepts which are there in your individual, group, and organization, the complete concepts is nothing but your subject called as organizational behavior. If you see your syllabus, you will get all this concept in one diagram. So this diagram will not applicable get in your material or any textbooks. So I have designed in order to put all this concept in three models: in individual, group, and organization. So here we are going to discuss each and every concept individually, but because of your very less time period, so I am dealing here only perception, personality, attitude, behavior already we learned, and I'm going to deal with learning, then group, leadership we already discussed, then group decision making. Then finally, if time permits, tomorrow I'll go to conduct the organization culture and conflict. So I will promising you that at least you can get some of the important concept in the organization behavior. So whatever I have discussed. Yes. So model of organization behavior grouped into three: individual behavior, group behavior, and whole organization behavior. Model of OB divided into three category: individual behavior, group behavior, and organizational behavior. So these are the three important behavior which speaks about the individual. Means individual, we are going to study perception, personality, attitude, behavior, learning, motivation, training and development, work design, performance appraisal, etc. So these are the individual behavior. Yes. So I'll add one more PPT where we are going to see one by one element, one by one concept which deal about your different concept elements of individual behavior. So you all you know about what actually the perception is. You heard about what do you mean by perception. As you know, the perception maybe varies from person to person. The perception maybe varies from place to place, and the perception maybe varies from individual to individual, or we can say the perception may varies from once again from place to place. So it is taking time to upload PPT. Just a minute. So as we know, the perception is nothing but what we think, what we assume, what we feel when we see something a subject, something a object, or something a element. Perception is nothing but it is the individual feeling of an individual person, or it is the individual process through which an individual will trying to feel, through which the information from outside the environment, whatever we are going to see, maybe it may be a subject, object, element, or any person. If I see you, what should I perceive? What is my perception by seeing you? You are listening my class. What is your perception after listening my class? So I can say the perception may be a right or perception may be a wrong. I cannot say that you are a right perception or a wrong perception. But the thing is, when we are into the part of the organization or when we are working in the organization, every employee, every manager, a leader especially should have a right perception, should have a strong perception. So PPT is not uploading, just wait for a minute. Should have a right perception or should have the strong perception. Then only our perception will be good. Otherwise, if we give a wrong perception about a person or a subject or a object, what will happen? The conflict will arise. ಜಗಳ ಶುರುವಾಗುತ್ತೆ. Right? Without knowing, without understanding, without analyzing any subject, any object, or even for a particular person, especially in the organization. So many times we are going to judge a person with a single trait or a single characteristics. It should not be done. We should not judge a person by a single characteristics. We should analyze him. We should understand him properly. Then we need to tell whether she is good, whether she is bad, whether she is right, whether she is wrong. Suddenly with a first instant, first meeting, if you tell, yes, so and so person is not a good character, she is not a good, he is not a good, then what will happen? In organization, the conflict will be arises. So here, as a manager, as a leader, we should have a strong perception and we should have a right perception. More probably, right perception kinta, we should have a strong perception. Whenever we see, we should think out of the box. We should think out of the box. Then only we can able to see new things. Then only we can see the innovative things. Otherwise, we cannot able to pursue in a right way. So perception. So once again, I'll remind you, perception is an individual feeling, individual thought, individual opinion, individual impression when we see something, a subject, something, a object, something, a element, or any person. So we are going to perceive. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಹೇಗೆ ಪರ್ಸೀವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ? ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗೆ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಈ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಹೀಗೆ, ಈ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಹಾಗೆ. ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಈ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಹಿಂಗೆ, ಈ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಹಾಗೆ. ಹೌ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಪರ್ಸೀವಿಂಗ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ when we are seeing When we are understanding, when we are knowing, when we are analyzing, then only we are giving opinion. Otherwise, many people will give opinion in organization. What will happen? The problem will be created. So perception in a simple term is nothing but it is the individual process. Every individual means perception maybe varies from individual to individual. What I perceive need not to be perceived same by you. What you perceive need not to be perceived same by me. Right? The perception may be varies. The perception may be changes from individual to individual, place to place. Perception may varies from country to country, etc. So it is the individual process through which information is collected. Information from outside the environment is collected, selected, organized, and interpret to give a meaningful information. Look, it is a process. Simply we are not going to judge. Simply we are not going to tell the information. What we are doing, we are going to collect first information. We are going to select which information I need to talk. Then we are going to receive properly. Then organize one other way. Then interpret to give a meaningful information. So all this information will leads to decision making and action in the organization. So that's why, as a manager, as a leader, we should have a strong perception or a right perception towards a subject, object, element, or any person for that matter. So that is very important, called as perception. So perception is, in simple term, it is a sensory impression of an individual person. Perception is nothing but it is a sensory impression of an individual person towards anything is called as perception. So still PPT is not uploading. So it is very important that the PPT should be visible to you so you can understand what I'm trying to convince. Maybe tomorrow, hopefully it will be uploaded. So tomorrow there will be a class, two classes of mine, a morning 10 to 11, then evening 4 to 5. So in tomorrow another two classes. I hope whatever I have promised to you I am going to cover. One is perception factors, personality, learning, group, very important, then organization, culture. So these are all aspects I am going to cover by tomorrow. Two classes, that is from 10 to 11 morning and evening 4 to 5. So if you have any query, you can just chat for 1 or 2 minutes so I can reply you. And I told you it is very important to attend seminar in the respective center. We have given the seminar timetable in your group. Try to see your group. Wherever you feel comfortable, easy, accessible, you can attend there, because each paper will fetch you 10 marks. You have need to write assignment for 10 marks and seminar for 10 marks. You are writing the assignment, sending through post or by hand, definitely you will get 10 marks. But here in the seminar, if you come, then only you will get the 10 marks. If you don't come, you are going to lose 10 marks. So each paper 10 marks means 60 marks you are going to lose. So kindly attend the seminar, get the importance of seminar, because seminar is only to build you the confident, remove the stage fear, right? Try to create the communication in the student, etc. Yes. So with this, I'll stop here. Tomorrow you kindly join with the same link of uh, Sunday's link, Sunday 4 to 5 class link. So for that link, I can able to continue the class. Then evening class will be the same. Tomorrow evening class is 8 4 to 5 same link, but morning 10 to 11 will be your Sunday 4 to 5 link. Seminar timetable, hope they have given in the Telegram group. Check it out. If not, I'll just upload it. And model question paper also going to be uploaded within a few days. You have to attend a seminar for 3 days. Yeah, seminar timetable, if not there, I'll just see that it should be uploaded today only. Yeah, the seminar timetable has been given. I think it is there in the group. Just check it out. If not, once again, I'll put into your group. Don't worry about that. We'll meet once again by tomorrow, 10 to 11 and 4 to 5. Thank you so much.